cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook. Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? Ain't nobody getting time. Ain't nobody getting time. Ain't nobody getting time for this. You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Shalom, and welcome to Hebraic Thought. I'm Morey Attar, and I'm thrilled to share my journey with you. Here, you'll find a mix of culture, archaeology, paleography, and inspiration. Join me as we explore both ancient and modern concepts through Torah. I can't wait to hear your thoughts and see your comments below. Follow me on your social media. You can donate via the PayPal link or Cash App, $Tevin Attar.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rock.
Listen, if somebody go to punching you and they hitting you like this, you might want to just give up fighting altogether. It's not for you. I'm just saying.
Tiger uppercut.
Listen, somebody go to hit me like this. Yeah, man, you got it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Shalom, shalom. I want to welcome you to another exciting edition of Hebraic Thought with your main man, me, Morey Attar. Salute to you. I appreciate you. Okay, tonight, or in this particular lesson, we're going to get into a topic of, give me 1 second, because that's mad loud in my ear for some reason. Let me see if I can figure out a way to turn it down. Anyways, I'm going to just turn this down because that's crazy loud in my ear. It's probably cool on your side, all right? But tonight's topic is, at what age is a male considered a man, and at what age is a female considered a woman? Because unfortunately, we have a lot of people who, because of their own personal biases, call something good evil and something evil good, and we're actually commanded not to do that. We're told don't do that. But what that does is it puts a negative connotation on people that doesn't belong. It actually insinuates something incorrectly about people and a person, and it's unfortunately just from a skewed perspective. So let's jump straight into it. I'm gonna show my screens in a moment, and if you can, pull out your Bibles or feel free to follow along, as I have the information on the screen for you to follow. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so we're going to start here in Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. All right, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." So what we don't want to do, or what we don't want to continue doing, is calling something good evil or calling something evil good. It says, "Woe," or destruction unto those that do such. And the main reason I'm saying this is because many people don't understand relationship dynamics, right? Or interpersonal dynamics. And because they don't understand, or they have their own perspective, they will call something good excuse me, they will call something good evil, and then they will call something evil good, right? And that's really unfortunate. So I'm not here to bang on anybody or chastise anybody. I'm simply here to add some correction and add a proper perspective, because here on this channel, the goal is to put on your Hebraic crown. All right. It's to think Hebraically, think biblically to the best of your ability, and be pragmatic about the way you go about moving through life spiritually, biblically, and with a solid or more solid foundation. I'll say that. All right, so let's jump into it. So we're going to Leviticus chapter 27. We're going to start at verse 1. Now, excuse me. Now, the answer that we're looking for is actually found in this chapter, and it's called the rules concerning valuations, right? Valuation basically means amounts or value, pricing. How much is something worth? How much is it estimated at? All right, 27:1. And the Lord spoke unto Moshe, saying, and Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I apologize, I'm getting over a fever. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when a man shall make a singular vow, the persons shall be for Yahweh by thy estimation, or by this estimation. All right, and thy estimation shall be of the male. All right, here we go. The male from 20 years old, even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary. So anytime a male falls between the age of 20 years old and 60 years old, his sanctuary or temple shekel tax is 50 shekels of silver, right? It doesn't matter your class, the family you descend from, the job that you have, that's irrelevant, right? This is based categorically on the age range of 20 to 60 years old, period, point blank. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting, okay? And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels, okay? So notice it's categorizing the male and the female at 20 years old, from between the ages of 20 to 60 years old. So a male becomes a man at 20 years old. A female becomes a woman at 20 years old. Now, yes, physiologically or physically, however you want to say it, yes, the ability to produce, children, be fertile, all of those different things can start at much younger ages, right? It can start as early as 12, 13 when children, when females go on to their nida, right? And men begin to produce, the life force, 13, 14, 15, whatever ages that may be. But your body can actually begin the production or the ability and capability of creating a child, of creating life prior to 20 years old. We've seen that time and time and time again. It is what it is. But you're not considered biblically an adult until you reach 20 years old, either female or male. Okay. Now, depending on the country that you live in, you may be considered an adult at the age of 18 years old. You may be able to go purchase a car, purchase a house, put certain things in your name, file for certain things, all these different legal advantages you may have because you turned 18. The age of consent could vary based on the state that you're in. The age of consent could vary based on the country that you're in. In some countries, you may be considered an adult at 15, 16, 17, 18, so forth and so on. In some countries, the age of consent could be, 14, 15, 16, 13, 17, 18. It really depends on that particular country. But biblically, we have a foundation. That foundation is found in Leviticus chapter 27, verses specifically 3 and 4 for the male and the female. So the main reason that I'm bringing this out is because we have many individuals who, like Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20 says, here we go. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Excuse me. Unfortunately, we have many people who say that a man who may be in his mid to late 30s or his 40s or even in his 50s, that he may see a female who has entered into becoming a woman. She has reached the age of maturation for being an adult biblically, and they may want to pursue a relationship. Now, some people will say that's evil, but woe, destruction unto them, because legally, right, the Creator allows that. Now, I would caution that whatever relationship that is entered into is entered into for the right reasons, and that the families are involved. That's preferential. That's the preference, is that before a male and a female, or a man and a woman come together, their families are aware, right? Their families have a working relationship to make that union successful. But what we don't want to do is speak evil of what God has called good, of what God has ordained as preferential, all right, or what he has allowed. We don't want to speak evil against that, because that's woe. That's destruction for those pushing that narrative. So, for example, let's say a man is 35 years old and he meets a woman that is 20 years old. Now, many women who are not 20 years old, I'll say that, maybe 5 years old, maybe 25 or 30 or 35, 40, 45, so forth and so on. Many of them will attempt to shame or call the man predatory for being attracted to and wanting to marry a 20-year-old, right? But what you're doing is you're calling something good evil because of your own personal bias. We have to stop. We have to be mindful not to cause or call destruction unto ourselves out of ignorance. It is not predatory. It is not illegal, right? Biblically, spiritually, it's not illegal. It's not predatory. All right. Now, if a man was to seek out a female under the age of 20 for marriage and to try to enter into sexual relations with her under age, that's when that is predatory. That is an issue. Now, we do believe in what's called arranged marriages. That's preferential, where the men get together, they communicate for the marriage to take place, right? Now, just because a marriage may be arranged, I've seen it arranged to where children were arranged at early ages. This is a normal cultural practice where the children grow up knowing each other. They grow up being aware of who their husband or wife will be in the future, right? They're aware of each other. It doesn't mean they're hugging and kissing and touching or doing anything that adults do, right? but they're aware of each other. They're able to build a relationship without being physically intimate, without having relations, right? But puppy love is a beautiful thing. To know your potential husband or wife at an early age and to grow up with them, I think that's one of the most beautiful things that this life has to offer. But I also know that we do, and it's intelligent to have borders and chaperones and guards in this process to prevent any negligible actions. But nonetheless, when a woman becomes 20 and a man becomes 20, they are considered an adult biblically, whether a person likes it or not. Whether your bias is that a man should marry someone around his age, that's your bias. Okay, that's your preference. It doesn't mean that he has to do that or she has to do that. Those are called preferences. Okay, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and their preference. But what we don't want to do is call something excuse me, is call something good evil or something evil good. Right? That's going to call destruction unto yourself. We want to avoid that at all costs. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope that if you have been a person who has done that you stop doing that. Okay? Now, with males and females, there are differences, all right? Especially regarding fertility. When it comes to fertility, primal or prime fertility ranges for a female actually is, I would say between 20 and I think about, 27, 28, because you can get into what's termed as, the term is slipping my mind at the moment, geriatric pregnancy, right? And I believe that's around 35 years old for a woman. So technically, and again, I'm just loosely stating this, approximately between 20 and 35 is the window for or the prime window for fertility. It's not to say that fertility can't or childbirth can't occur after, just the risks associated with childbirth are more increased, right? So it's the wisdom, the intelligence of wanting to raise a family, the intelligence of wanting to bring life into this planet for the female is around the age of 20. Those are the best. That's going to be your optimal time frame. Okay, between 20 and I would even say 28ish. That's optimal. Now, again, time can go by, and if you're blessed later in life to have a child, hallelujah, not knocking it, but we want to try to do preferential because we care about the safety not only of the child but of the mother as well. All right. So I hope I gave you some things to consider, some things to think about. And just remember, we don't want to call good evil. We don't want to call evil good. We don't want to shame a man for thinking of what's best biologically, physiologically for his potential wife. Okay. And hopefully their families are involved. Hopefully, as that union goes forth, that we can bless that union. We can pray for that union. We can support that union, even if it's not the person we're dealing with, right? So some of us are in our 40s and our 50s, and the ability to have children has passed for particularly some women and even some men. And what we don't want to do is cast our negative biases on a man because he may not want to deal with you because you're not able to bear a child, right? You may not be able to have a safe term pregnancy. So don't hate, don't cast negativity, don't project your evil thoughts and incorrect thought on that man by calling him a predator, by calling him negative names that don't really belong to that person. So again, I hope you got something out of this. It has been my pleasure to bring this information to you. And again, if you go to Leviticus chapter 27 and you read on down, it goes into more of these age categories based on pricing. Now, one more point I want to point out. All right. Now, as we see in Leviticus 27:3, it says the male has a valuation of 50 shekels and the female has a valuation of 30 shekels. All right. We all can do basic math. 50 is greater than 30. Now, what I am not saying is that because the man pays more, the woman pays less, that they are not valuable in and of themselves, that a man is not valuable and that a female is not valuable. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is the Creator puts a valuation based on his valuation, not what we want it to be valued at, his valuation. He sets the standards, the marks, and for us to say anything contrary would be evil. We don't want to cause or call destruction unto ourselves because of our own biases. All right. Men are valuable, women are valuable, but there is a valuation difference, and we just have to be honest about it. We have to be sober about it. A man without a woman is a horrible concept. A woman without a man, horrible concept. We were designed and we were meant to be together, working in unison, working in conjunction, and bringing forth life and serving the Creator all the days of our lives. So I hope you got something out of this. I want to say peace and blessings to you, and I will see you in the next one. Shalom, shalom.